Hey there, it's Charlie from Process Flow Pros. So we've all been there. You've got a team, you've got all kinds of different tasks to get done, all kinds of different projects, different departments. In this video, we're going to tackle how you can keep all those tasks and those team members in sync with Monday.com. So let's get started. All right, so I've navigated over to Monday.com and I've already set up some boards to use this as a demonstration. So imagine you have multiple departments in your business. You have marketing, operations, finance, and in each one of those, you're going to have most likely different projects. So I grouped these projects with different tasks in each board. So for your marketing team, you're probably working on YouTube videos, email campaigns, LinkedIn campaigns, and there's tasks in each one assigned to different individuals, and they're going to have different statuses with different due dates. So same idea for operations and finance. Operations, you might have supply chain things you need to work on, maintenance, finance, cost savings initiatives, taxes, or maybe you got to figure out these tariffs. So each one of these tasks for each one of these projects are assigned to different individuals, and you need to know what the status is, and your employees also need to know what their priorities are. So what's the first thing you need to do within Monday, and why, and how does Monday make it this easy for you and your employees? So the first thing you want to look at is My Work. So this My Work section takes everything that is assigned to an individual and puts it in one place, all consolidated. How does this work? Well, the first thing you need to have is a people column to assign the task to somebody. So as you can see, I have people column here for Rick. That's the person that I named myself on this. And if you don't have this person column, it's not going to show up in My Work. And just to have, good, proper form here, you're going to want to have a status column and a due date column too. So these are the three key things for My Work to make it successful. To have a status column, a people column, and a due date column. Priority, that's up to you whether or not you want to have that. So when you're looking at My Work, what do you see here? So you see that there is a chronological order of the tasks that you need to have done. So you have past dates today, this week, new week, later. And these are just all based off of that due date column. And then if you want to see this in a different way, you can choose the status view. So you can see everything broken out by the status column. Then you can do priority, board, single list view. To change the structure of things, you can do calendar view, and you can do it by month, you can do it by week or day, or and then as you go through this, you can then see the tasks that are assigned to you based on the dates. And then also down here in the legend, it'll show you the different colors for the different boards. So how else do you want to customize this out is kind of up to you. You could do people column. You could add other people to My Work to see what other people are doing. You could add more boards. I only added the 3 boards from this demo, so that's the only thing that's showing up right now. You can choose the status column for each one of these boards, the due date column, the priority column. And then if you're on this table and you're like, okay, I don't really know what's done or what is done and what isn't, and you're in like the date view, you can see some of this stuff is stuck, done, some doesn't have stuff on here, but you just want to like declutter it and get rid of the done stuff. You just click the hide done items here, and now it'll just show the stuff that you need to work on still. So this is the key to success for the people that are working within Monday and making sure that they're getting their tasks done and on time. And then the really key differentiator here is all of the tasks can be accessed from here. Your employees don't even need to access the boards or like go to the individual boards or navigate anywhere. They could search in here for a task. They could just type in finance or let's say like taxes. That was one of the items. And then they click on it, make the change here, say like at Rick finished. And this will notify Rick that it was finished plus the status change. So that's the best way for individuals to kind of like go through and get their tasks done, make sure they're on track. What's the best manager level view to see everything from a project perspective and an employee perspective? So we're going to use dashboards for that. So now we're going to create a dashboard to then track overall all the tasks that need to be done for each one of these boards, the projects within those boards, and broken out by person as well. So you're going to come up here to the blue box and blue box plus sign, click on it, dashboard. We're just going to call this one dashboard for the demo here. Create dashboard, and then you're going to want to choose all of the boards that are going into this dashboard. So all team projects workspace boards. So this one, and this one. Done. So now we have access to all the data in the boards for each one of the boards in its workspace. Then we're going to add a widget called Gantt chart. So you maybe are familiar with Gantt charts from, say, like Microsoft Project. Those are a little bit more detailed. I'd say Monday does a pretty good job of making sure everything's in here, but it is missing some bells and whistles, I would say, for granularity that Microsoft Project has. So we'll call this all tasks by department. And that's because for this one, we're going to group everything by the different boards. So if you go up to settings here and then choose, so it starts out with your timeline column. So you have to choose whatever date it is that we wanted for each one of the boards. You can do one by one so that you can choose if there's multiple dates for different boards. You could choose each one. This one, it just defaulted to the due date. And then we're going to do group by, same idea. If you want to do one by one, make sure that they're all the same so that it's tracking to make things so that you don't get confused. So you're going to want to do, sorry, you want to not do group. You're going to want to do board. So we're going to do board for all of these. So as you can see, these are all the tasks that need to get done for marketing for all of the projects. And then same thing for operations and same thing for finance. So now we're going to go to label by. So you could do the same thing again. You could do one by one. So these labels that are going to show up here, this is kind of up to you. You could do like the name of the task. So if you think that it's pretty easy to go from here over here to see the name of the task, then maybe you just want it to be the date. So I see name, date, person, depending on how you want to run it. It's kind of up to you. I'm just going to put due date for now. So then we know, like, it's a little bit easier to just kind of see it on the timeline. I'm going to do due date for all of these. So it's less confusing and it's just coherent across. Then color by, so like what color do you want to put here? Typically I do status. So I'm going to do status for all of these. And then since the status is the same, like the colors are the same across, we're going to know when we put the legend in there that it's all the same. So show group summary is really nice to show like what is the duration of time for all the tasks to be done. Show an indication of today, just so you know where you're at. Weekend, probably don't need that. Show color legend. So like I said before, if it's green, it's done. If it's gray, it hasn't been started yet. Yellow, it's being worked on. And you can change these, right, to like be more project management with the blue, the amber, and green. Then if we wanted dependencies, we could show the critical path, but we don't have any dependencies. You could do your fiscal year. You could set a baseline. And then you could choose which boards you wanted in here and which groups you do not want to have in here. So if you click the X, now this will show, if you click auto fit, it will always show you the current timeline and the date or the dates that are in the current timeline. And now you can see all the tasks here that need to be done for marketing, all the tasks that need to be done for operations and finance. And then you can expand and collapse all of them here just so you can see like a general overview. And then you can expand and collapse them again like that. Same idea with this button. And then if you click here, you could do months, days, weeks, quarters. So here's what it looks like from a quarter view. Here's what it looks like for the week. So week 23, these are the things that need to get done. So these are all done already. And if you click on them, it'll open it up. And then you can just start doing a task or updating a task here. So if you're doing like a stand-up meeting every week or doing some type of like operations weekly, this is fantastic for this, just to like keep teams on track. You just pop this open, see that these are the things that need to get done, click on it, make any changes you need here, and then you're done. You don't have to keep navigating to all the different boards. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. So another way to go about doing this is you could group it all by person. So if you just click the three dots here and then duplicate, just to make it quicker, and then we'll come up in here, go to settings, and now we'll group by the people for each one of these instead. So we'll go group, person, person, and person. So now you can see, just like in our last one, we'll do all tasks by person. You can now see all the stuff that Rick has to have done for week 23, week 22. He has this done, this still stuck on. So if you're doing like a one-on-one with somebody, you could just pop this open, click here, see what Rick needs to get done. There's more than one way. So this is Monday, right? So there's more than one way you could do this. Like technically, you could have just came up here and then done a filter on it and filtered by Rick. Now you can see all the tasks that Rick has to do on all the different boards. So realistically, you don't need to make all these different Gantt charts, but just to like save you some clicks, it's nice to just have them already done. And then the same thing at the top, like you could just do a filter for all the boards by person or status. So like I want to just see everything that is done, or I just want to see everything that is stuck. So now I can see everything that's stuck for all of the boards across all of the widgets we have here. So another option is if you just wanted to have like a per board, so you could see like your projects you're working on, we can then go ahead and duplicate this again. So for this duplicated widget, we're going to say all marketing tasks by project. And we're going to go to the settings, the three dots here. And now we're going to just remove the boards that we don't want. So we don't want operations and we don't want finance. So then when we go to group by, it's just one thing that we're grouping by. Instead of grouping by person, we're going to do by group. So now we can see all the projects for marketing and what needs to be done. Everything else should still be the way it was. We had the due dates as the due dates for the color, for the color we had status, for the labels we had due dates. Visuals are all the same. Everything else should be the same as we had it before. So now you could see all marketing project tasks by project, and then you could just duplicate this again and then do the same thing for operations and then the same thing for finance. And yeah, you get the idea. So then this just saves you a bunch of filtering and a bunch of clicks. Like realistically, you could just make one Gantt chart and then keep filtering on it. But this way, it's just like you pop open the dashboard, you have all your tasks by department, all your tasks by person, all your tasks by project for marketing, all your tasks by project for operations. And then you can export this PDF, export this dashboard as a PDF, or then you can actually schedule this as a PDF export and then have it sent out by email on a schedule. So that would be a great way to just prompt like, hey, if you have a stand-up meeting every Monday and you want to make sure like everybody's looking at their tasks, you could just send them, all filter this out, do all stuck and be like, hey, these are all the tasks that Charlie needs to get done for, or have the discussion for on Monday or something like that. So it saves you from having to write a bunch of stuff down and telling them what to do. It just shows up in their inbox and they already know. So anyways, that covers everything for how to keep your teams on track using Monday.com, using the Gantt charts and my work. Obviously, it's Monday, so there's tons of other different ways to do this. So if you're interested in learning more or you have some questions, feel free to reach out to me. All of my details are in the description below. And thanks for watching.